Yo, good morning, everyone. It's time for River City Speedway Presents Dirty Thursday. I'm Dale Coulis, and I swear I'm filling in for the final time here for John Roberts. He just wrapped up the beet harvest. The guy needs a well-deserved break, so glad to be here in the host chair one more time. We got a packed studio today. I want to welcome back again in the co-host chair alongside me is Speedway Shots photographer and occasional non-wing sprint car driver Stephen Lewis. You can see we got a little different camera set up here because of the packed studio. Stephen, how are you doing today?
Oh, we're doing good.
Oh, whoops, there we go. I got to do a special microphone setup here too. How are you doing today?
Doing good.
I see we already got comments in the chat. Nick Curtis, welcome. Good morning. DJ McGregor, he's looking forward to the show. He was interviewed on the past year, fellow Baja driver. Joining me in the studio today in a moment to preview the Northern Minnesota Baja Invitational this Saturday, just outside of Goodridge, Minnesota, are four drivers who will be there competing. We have a six-cylinder 45K Kiefer Kainz, four-cylinder number 54, TJ Jones, Outlaw 4x4, number 20, Bill. Oh, wait, no, Bill's not here today.
No, he's farming.
He's farming, yes. Best of luck out there. It's a good day, good October day to be out there. So, yeah, and six-cylinder number 49, Dylan Horne. If you have questions or comments, please interact with us on the show, either in the live stream chat or by calling or texting in your questions to us, 701-213-0863. And today's show is brought to you by Sacred Skin Studios.
Your body is sacred. Your body's artwork should be too. Tattoos of a memory of a loved one, an event, or a personal work of art just for you. Sacred Skin Studio is now open in the Grand Cities Mall. High quality and alluring tattoos, custom designs, and make sure to ask about the $50 flash tattoo sale. Sacred Skin Studio has a large selection of body jewelry, clothing, accessories, and a large variety of specialty goods too. And all of September, buy one, get one half off on all body jewelry. Your body is sacred. Treat it that way. Sacred Skin Studio in the Grand Cities Mall across from Rumor Sports Bar and Casino. Call today for your appointment, 701-610-6011, or check out sacredskinmobile@gmail.com.
Great, we are back. See a couple more people commenting in. Roger Fullers, and it's going to be a fun time this weekend. Kaylee Elizabeth, Steven, it looks like we missed a title. Scorekeeper as well.
Yeah, she always throws that one in.
Oh, gosh. Well, we are so looking forward to we're going to be talking about, I believe we got a flyer. We'll throw this up here right off the bat here. We'll make sure to throw it up here a little later in the show for the big race day here for the Baja Invitationals going on just outside of Goodridge, Minnesota. Paul, I think we got the flyer for that here. We'll pop it on screen here. Going on this Saturday at 1 p.m. here just outside of Goodridge. There you go, Northern Minnesota 2024 Baja Invitational at Goodridge, Minnesota. 1 p.m., whole bunch of classes going on there. 4-cylinder front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, 6 and 8-cylinder front-wheel drive, Outlaw 4x4s, also youth classes going on. As you can see here, we'll be talking about a little later today in the show here. We'll go over all the info here, but that's just some of the info. We'll pop it on screen now just so you know. And we have the information for this in the description for this episode. Also, Candace Marie Ness in the commenting, hey guys, can't wait to get out there Saturday. So looking forward to talking about it here. But, in honor of John Roberts, we like to show, I don't know if I think you guys said you're catching up with him a little earlier today, maybe?
Maybe, we'll see.
Yeah, so he likes I got to keep up his ritual, his segment, Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. So you'll have to tell me how this goes here. I looked up, we got autumn here, and I found an early Thanksgiving joke. So this is the least of the worst, but maybe you will say it fares differently for you. So how did the turkey get to Thanksgiving dinner on time? He took the gravy train. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's one I'm looking for. Yeah, fail. Sorry, guys. Oh, my gosh. All right, how are you guys doing today? Kiefer Kainz, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining the show.
Good. Sun's up. It's a good day.
Yes, well, especially, gosh, you can't go wrong. Near 80 degrees in the second half of October. So, it's so nice that Bill Tim couldn't join us here. We'll give him a little grief. No, I mean, you can't go wrong. Get another big day out there in the fields with these kind of temperatures. And see, we got a little different camera set up here with the guests in the studio. The other person there on screen, Mr. Dylan Horne. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for coming in and joining us today. And kind of in the background, you can't really see, but we got here. There we go. Another in the cozy chairs in the background. There we have Mr. TJ Jones. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, a little different setup here. So it's going to be so cool. Steven, I got a quick question for you before we join in the other guys. It was kind of like the big last race weekend for you last weekend there at Fergus Falls. How did that go for you?
Pretty good. They ran the program through quickly both nights, 228 cars, and
Holy moly!
they got the heat races done 10 o'clock on the Friday night, and then got all 9 features done by 11 on the Saturday, and really good close racing in most of them, and yeah, it was a pretty good trip.
9 features done by 11 o'clock. Wow! Holy moly! Ton of.
You gotta like that for sure.
Still going through all the photos, or still?
Oh yeah, I haven't even gotten through halfway through the Friday night yet. So.
Oh man.
Yep.
Good way to close up. Was that your final race of the season, or maybe some little one-offs, maybe possible?
I think that's probably it
Gotcha.
for the year. That one was even a surprise. I just kind of, the weather was still nice, so we figured just try and get one more in there and whatever. But yeah, that'll probably be it for us then.
Oh gosh, this is the third Baja special we're doing on Dirty Thursday this year. Yeah, we're talking. I believe last time it was DJ McGregor and Greg Ream. I believe, is that right? Or did I get that first name right?
Hogan Lundeen.
Hogan Lundeen. He was on there too, and Parker Obergon. So yeah, so cool doing Baja races. I had a chance to be trackside when you guys were at River Cities earlier this year. So it was a big eye opener. It was the first time I was there checking out Baja racing in person. And I really loved how you. We'll be talking about that in a little bit, but I'm sure there's a lot of viewers who may not be totally in tune with Baja racing or may not have seen it in person a little bit. So let's just talk about to start things off. For the uninitiated, what makes Baja racing unique and different from just like your standard dirt racing? So, Kiefer, we'll start with you.
Yeah, it's basically just a cheap way of getting out on a track. Demo cars back in the day were knock the windows out, let's chain and go, and there's no cars left for that. So we're trying to migrate back to being able to just chain and go, and that's what Baja racing is. It's not like oval track where guys get kind of fed up with each other if you rum some door skins, but Baja racing, we're a little bit more bump into each other, but we keep these cars going and going.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was trackside at River Cities, there's pretty much no yellows. It's like reds if there's, obviously a major like red flag conditions, a big car on the side or upside down, but little debris on the track, you guys keep going. A car spins out briefly or it looks like it can get going, race is still green. So that lot of go.
Yep. We don't stop the race unless it's a safety concern.
Yeah, that was so cool being there. And at River City Speedway, they carved up the track where they had a chicane on the back straightaway. That's the first time I've ever seen a chicane in River Cities. That added a whole new dynamic. And then I think they widened it up too, if I remember right, for the back half of that race day. So that really mixes things up there. So, Dylan, let's get your opinion here. How long have you been Baja racing for about?
So I've been doing it since 2016, as soon as I turned 16. And I've been kind of started traveling in 2022.
So what makes Baja racing? What do you like doing in Baja racing the most, or compared to like standard dirt track racing? Have you dabbled with dirt track racing as standard dirt track racing? Well, it's just been exclusively to Baja.
It's just been only Baja.
Only Baja.
From where I'm from, that's the only thing we had was Baja over in Little Fork.
Gotcha. What do you like about doing Baja race that makes you keep coming back year after year?
The cheapness of it, and then easy to find cars for the most part.
Now, I think DJ was talking about, very, very affordable to get in. So, I want to say, if you're just looking at a basic setup to get going for Baja, just like a nice entry level car, you could get like I want to say like right around like the $500 to $700 range. Would you say that sounds about accurate or a little different?
Yep.
Yeah. So I see we got some more people commenting in the chat. One of the last Baja guests that was on, Hogan Lundeen, looking forward to one last race this season. Roger Fuller, did you change the track from last year, or is that a secret? No comment. I was just gonna say, TJ, let's get you in the mix here. No comment on the track design, so it could be a surprise.
I think it's going to be a surprise.
Gonna be a surprise. TJ Jones, let's get your background information here. How long have you been Baja racing for?
I have been racing for 3 years now. We started with an old car we were going to scrap and decided to go to a county fair and run it. And took off since then.
So have you been exclusive to Baja? Have you dabbled with any other dirt racing?
I haven't dirt raced. I used to derby, but no dirt racing. Kiefer's a dirt racer.
Oh gosh, yeah. Demolition Derby, that's another way to mix it up. I love demolition derbies. Stephen, we were talking a little bit before the show. You said you have never had a chance to experience a Baja race yet in person yet.
Yeah, no, not quite yet. Wasn't able to make it out on the Sunday they were out here, but definitely looked like one of those things that was a good addition for you guys to get to run somewhere new. So.
And I saw it was Candace. Thank you, Candace. It was Kyle Ream who was on one of the earlier Dirty Thursday Baja shows. And then there is Kyle Ream, speaking of, saying good morning. And Parker Obregon also in the chat. It's going to be fun. One last one for the year. So October, late season race. So how long has this been, Kiefer, throw it back to you. How long has this been in the books for planning this one? This is the Baja Invitationals, big way to close out the season, where you kind of like a little maybe, fingers crossed, mid-October there. You're kind of dancing with Mother Nature a little bit, but it's been a warm October so far.
Yeah, for me, being the race is literally in my front yard at my house. In the pasture, I got to figure out what I'm going to be done with harvest so I can put on a good show and it be there, in my head to make sure I do put on a good show. So DJ's been on me for about a month and a half. When are you going to be done? But Mother Nature is the control of that. So as soon as I was done combining, I told DJ, let's get on the horse. Let's get this done. So.
Yeah, and it's so cool. It looks like the forecast is looking pretty solid here for this weekend, and yeah, I'm so looking forward to breaking down that race here. Pretty much question for the table. We kind of already kind of went over just what makes it affordable. That's so cool. It's not a whole lot more just to convert a lot of cars just to make into a Baja car. From what I understand, I think if I remember in past interviews, and please elaborate, roll cage and maybe just some other minor little tweaks or so. What would you recommend for people looking into going into maybe dabble into racing? Why Baja racing would be a great entry level just to be like, hey, I'm thinking of going into racing, Baja racing. What do I need to know?
Yeah, most tracks require a 3-point roll cage. It used to be 2-point, but they were getting moved around in the cars. So, just a halo cage like the old demo cars, and then forward to either the bar that goes across on the dash, and then a driver's door bar. We go a little bit farther. We completely strip our cars to get them light so that they last. But not everybody does. I've seen a lot of Baja cars that got roll cages welded in with the carpet. They cut around the carpet and bolted them in. But yeah, it don't take much. You can strip a car in half hour?
Yep, pretty much.
My 3 boys, they strip all our cars for us. So they just get in there and rip stuff's flying out of the cars. But with purchase of the car, you'd be into a car for less than $1,000.
Great entry level pricing there just to, I imagine, I think if I remember right, DJ was saying that you could trick it out, get a little more customized, maybe the more familiar you get. Dylan and TJ, did you find that as the years went on, okay, under $1,000, here we go, but it's like, oh, wait a second, maybe you don't want to step up the competition, buy a couple of things here, a couple of things there, add some more horsepower there. What's been like for you year after year as you got maybe more fancy or mixing up the setups with your rides?
Well, I think for me, it started out really cheap. And now that I've gotten more into it, I've started investing a lot more money into just random things, tires, parts, just building them to last pretty much.
TJ, same for you?
Yeah, same for me. Always upgrade struts because struts are your main weak point. And one thing that me and Kiefer started doing was 5-point harnesses. I think Mikey Reber might have started that, but we took after that, and you feel a lot more comfortable in the car with a 5-point harness than just a seat belt. So
See a few more people commenting in. Mercedes saying good morning, and everyone in Racing Family can't wait until Saturday. Roger Fuller, safety is number one. Lucas Jordan, van all the way if possible. Is that like a little insider thing there? I'm not. Kiefer, you're laughing.
Vans are good, but I hate racing against them. You can't see through them to make a move. And safety's number one, so you don't want to be pushing people around the track too bad. I hate racing against vans.
At the River Cities Baja race, I do not recollect any vans on the track there. Is that common, or is that just maybe might be a couple daring vans out there on some race days?
There's one or two vans. I think a lot of time what the people do with the vans is they'll Baja 'em, and then when they get crunched up, they'll take them and run that MWFA class with them and go demo them after they're done.
Steven, I know we're talking a little earlier there. You're talking about how this is going to be a big learning experience for you, just learning all about Baja racing, never being to one live. I want to throw to you if you got any questions for the drivers here about what comes, things you I may be missing out on for what people may want to know about Baja racing.
Well, I think kind of to spin off, I think we saw one in the comments earlier, wondering if your track's going to be different this year. Is that that's probably something that we don't see in, in the kind of the racing that we normally talk about on here, is the layout of your tracks. Do they change a lot from, track to track, or how does that work?
Yeah, they're kind of all genuinely the same shape. There's a pinch point. Typically, some have maybe a little bit longer of a straightaway than others, but genuinely they're kind of a B shape. I guess if Little Forks track, they have such an open area, they don't have to use a B as their pinch point to kind of slow the cars down. They kind of have more of like a hairpin turn at the end. But yeah, they're generally like a B. Wherever the B is from the straightaway is kind of the difference. Can you get some real speed on this track? My track, we have a long, wide straightaway, so we can get some speed, but then we slow them down before they get to there.
And then the chicane sounds like it's pretty standard most of the time.
Yeah,
or? Okay.
Yeah, they're not dirt track cars, so we got to slow these, especially like the outlaw class. Them boys can get them trucks moving pretty good, and we've seen them drive a lot on two wheels. So you got to give them a reason to tap the brake once in a while.
Being at River Cities for the Baja races, I saw sometimes they would gain speed. Sometimes they would get caught up on those barriers on the chicane there, get hung up, and other times they'd be able to kind of rock their way out. And other times, I think there was I forget the driver. There was one vehicle that landed right on their side. Another one that was that you, Dylan?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, God, talk us through it there. That was I think you popped. I was starting to dart out there to do like just a safety check or just for a report back to John in the booth, but you popped right out of there.
Oh yeah, I popped right out. I was hoping it would go again so I could keep my spot, but it wasn't going.
Bill rolled on the lap right before him.
So, oh gosh, yeah. I think that feature had some very, very, very interesting. Would you say it was probably like, I don't want to say that's probably like the wrong word, highlight, but maybe the most memorable like race incident for you this for your career or this season?
Well, for me, that was the first time I've ever done that, so that was something that's going to stick with me forever.
Yeah, but seeing you pop right out of there, I was like, oh wait, no, I'm like just 2 steps out of the little crow's nest there, and you were just right at it. Like I was like, oh, they might actually be able to get this thing going again. TJ, Kiefer, memorable, I'm not trying to light on it. Talk us through, have you been in a memorable, like just a race incident like that where it's like, oh no, yep, we are taking a tumble here?
Badger last year, I rolled my outlaw. Yeah, that was my one wall of shame is what we call it. I rolled so hard that the roof of the pickup never even touched the ground. It rolled right over the front of the hood.
Wow.
Rear end was way in the air. I went and I landed on the wheels, and my buddy Preston Byrie was the firefighter in my corner, and I kept putting my hand out the net, telling him I was good to go. No, we got to safety check you. Well, I was in first place.
Oh.
You stopped the race, you got to go to the back.
Oh, shoot. Well, so safety first, as they say. But I mean, it's good to see you're wound up A-okay there. You got adrenaline going.
Yeah.
TJ, how about for yourself?
I've never been in a rollover. Knock on wood.
Yes, knock on wood. Yes.
Kiefer said it's my turn, so I guess we'll see what happens.
Oh, I see the comments are coming in here. I really, really love it. Eugene saying every track should be doing Baja races. Lucas Jordan, I brought my van up to the track where Roger has his track. It did pretty good up there. Parker Obergon, Hallock Straight is long and fun. Probably one of my favorite tracks. Candace, most places get most of the Baja's opinions for the layout of the tracks. I guess before we get to some more after that, I'll throw it to the table. Anything you want to bounce up and follow up with after those comments there from the listeners?
Hallock's front straightaway is really, really fun. They got that whole straightaway of the old racetrack, and then they come down, and they have a really narrow spot where they come through in their zigzags and stuff, and they got like 3 or 4 zigzags in theirs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I looked up some YouTube footage of some Baja races. I couldn't remember if it was through this area or some other areas across the country. I see just some, like Steven, you were saying a little earlier, like, layouts from track to track. There were some I saw that get some elevation. I don't want to say like full on ramps, but like maybe like middle, like just inclines or so like that.
Carlstead, Wagon Wheel Ridge has that.
Is that on your guys' schedule usually each season?
Yep, Yep. Bill kind of helps run that show, so we go race there. And they actually kind of have a bypass. If 3 cars, so they start out on the flag drop, 3 cars on top and 2 or 3 on the bottom, depending on how many cars we have. And so when you're in the race, you can go over it or you can go around it.
Okay,
Is that the same place, Kicking Up Country? Like
Yep.
same
Wagon Wheel
same
Ridge.
one?
Yep.
Okay.
It's if you keep driving past where the festival is, it's right on the backside. of
Okay.
it.
So if you see that elevation for you guys, was it like where it's like, oh no airtime for me, no, or I'm just gonna go around? That's gonna be nice, at least having the option, if you don't want to put the risk for damage, or hey, I'm a thrill seeker, bring it on. What I gotta ask, elevation, yay or nay for you guys?
Usually it's a no, but I hit it every time.
Oh, get the adrenaline rush, and you're like, bring it. Love it. TJ Kiefer.
Is this on? Oh.
Yep.
I actually like hitting it because you can actually launch off of it once you get over it. It actually shoots you forward a little bit more, but
Kind of like a video game equivalent of a turbo boost, maybe?
yeah. Turbo
Hey,
button.
Turbo button, or like the Mario Kart mushroom boost.
It depends on if you know when to let off the throttle.
Yeah.
There's been some cars wrecked on that one.
Oh, love it. Kiefer, do you like hitting that the little incline there?
It's in the moment.
And in the moment,
If I gotta go, I'm not going around it. Me and him raced side by side in Carlstead this year, and we were back and forth flying over that thing and trying to go around each other. So,
Steven, if you were to dare be so bold and try a Baja race, do you think you would dare an incline?
Just like him, I think timing's everything. If you have to do it, you have to, whether you want to or not, right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh. See, I love seeing these comments come in. Keep them coming, folks. Let's interact. Have questions for the drivers here, everyone. Mercedes. Then Bill did a barrel roll and landed on wheels and raced again. That must have been
Grand Forks.
Grand Forks. Oh gosh. Candace, I rolled this year and still got third in my feature as well. So it can't go wrong if you end up rolling and still finishing on the podium. Hogan Lundeen, I'm a professional at rolling. Roger Fuller, Grigola, I was on 2 wheels in the car more times than I'd have liked as well, but the car ran strong that day. Dylan and Ben had a good battle for a few laps there too. Before we get on with more comments, are these memories ringing some bells for you? For you, is that ringing a bell with being like any highlights for you, or are they getting their side of the story a little iffy?
Well, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Warren last year, I finished second. I think Max finished third, and Hogan was hunting Max down. We hit the checkers and turned around. Where's Hogan? He should have been right there with us. And yep, there he was, wheels up.
Oh gosh. Dylan, how about for you? Another standout race memory, either from the chat there or for another one that comes to mind?
Well, I think probably my biggest memory was my first win.
Oh,
Would
yep.
have been 3 years ago
3 years ago. Wow. Yeah. What was that? Where was that at?
in Little Fork. at
Little
home.
Fork. Okay. How about for you, TJ?
I would say my favorite race would probably have been Greenbush last year.
Greenbush. Yes.
It's very compatible. There's a lot of good 4-cylinder racers.
That's very competitive out there.
Yeah, very competitive.
You mentioned Warren. I think they're just been exclusive to Baja racing. I want to say for like the last several years or so. Or does that sound about right? I remember going to races there for the county fair there for Demolition Derby or just local racing way back. I've been meaning to go out there again. How often do you guys make it to Warren a year?
It depends on
varies?
harvest for me. I've been there every other year since 2021, so 2 years. I think you get.
I don't
never
think
been
any of
there.
us made it last year or this year.
Yeah, no, we were combining.
See some more comments. Jennifer, TJ's car started on fire in his race. Yikes. Oofta. Mike Reber, can't wait to go racing on the best track around this weekend. There you go. Some love out there. Gosh, yeah, gotta love that. So, gosh, TJ, car started on fire. Why don't you enlighten us on that one? That should ring a bell.
So that was actually my first race ever, and in Thief River Falls. I blew a CV shaft and it ticked the oil filter and it turned it into an oil furnace. And you can ask Mikey Reber. I guess I can get out of a car pretty quick.
Oh gosh, adrenaline must have went tenfold.
Right to the roof. Yeah,
Oh,
I
gosh.
hardly even remember it. I just hear people screaming, and it wasn't me, so that's good.
Roger, another follow-up there. My coolest watch out of anything was last year. Kicking up Kiefer did a full 360 in the final. So just why don't you fill us in here?
So in Carlstead, you start on the hill or on the bottom of the hill. And then their first like 1-2 turn is kind of elevated and banked around, and then you go way down. Well, we had a big car feature. It was like 20 cars. And I picked the inside because I was going to try hit that and get out in front. And I ended up getting pushed all the way around in the middle of that hill and boxed in with all the rest of the cars. So I just threw it in reverse and started running with the rest of them. Hooked on another car and got flipped around forward again. But I ended up bending a strut, so I just pulled off.
Oh, wow. Gosh, wow. A 360 and just kept rocking and rolling.
There's no point on stopping. There's
Yeah.
2 rows of cars behind me, so
Just
put
be
it
in the
reverse.
moment.
Let's go, yeah.
Oh, man. A whole new definition to ride or die. Oh, gosh. Well, we are cruising right through this show. We got so much more to cover. We're going to take a quick break. We are talking with Kiefer Kainz, sorry. Stephen Lewis here in the co-host chair once again. TJ Jones and Dylan Horne talking about the BAJA Invitationals happening this Saturday at 1 p.m. in Goodrich, Minnesota. More to come with them in just a bit. We're going to preview the races, and we've got some photos to go over. We'll be right back after these words from Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Life doesn't ever seem to slow down. Everything needs to be done right now. Well, when it comes time for an oil change, stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. You know, most changes are done in about 15 minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change does more too. Tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, and batteries. And included in your oil change, they're going to top off your fluids. Check your tires, battery, lights, wipers, and cabin air filter too. And you get discounts for fleets and the military. You know, they can text and email invoices and coupons and mention Grand Forks Best Source and get $10 off your oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They're open Monday through Saturday with no appointment needed. Pickup and delivery is also available if you live in Grand Forks. And Valvoline Instant Oil Change is now hiring. If you'd like to join their team as an assistant manager, customer service rep, or lube tech, stop in to find out more. Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a complete oil change and more. They're at 3325 South 38th Street, or call them 701-780-8462. And make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you.
All right, we are back. If you're just tuning in, I'm Dale Coulis, and I apologize for all of you seeing me fill in the host chair one more time. I assure you, John Roberts will be back next week, but we got a packed studio today. Again, Stephen Lewis joining in the co-host chair once again, and joining me in the studio today, BAJA drivers Kiefer Kainz, TJ Jones, and Dylan Horne, all talking about the BAJA Invitationals in Goodrich, Minnesota, this Saturday at 1 p.m. Love seeing this chat room bopping. Keep the comments and questions coming. We want to hear what you guys have to say, or call or text in 701-213-0863. So much more to cover here. Before we preview the races, I have one more question here. We had Parker Obregon on one of the last times, and we kind of kept up a big tradition here on Dirty Thursday. Odds are not. I think Steven, I know you got the stats. I want to say what's the average? Like 70, 80%. If a driver is on as a guest, the sure enough, come that next weekend's races, they wind up with the checkered flag, taking it home. So Parker Obregon, happened to him last time. He had a very unique custom paint job, the PBR car. And I remember when we were in the pits, John and I were in the pits, we're checking out the other car. I saw another car had the Hams on there. So I was like, oh, we got a little rivalry. Is there any fun, like, inside rivalries you like to have with, like, or just like ways you like to deck out your car for a paint job, whether it be a sponsor or just something you like to work in there personally? I'll just throw it around the table.
I don't know. Our colors just kind of come. I built a pure stock in 2006 when I was 13, 14 years old, and that car was black and red. So that's where me and TJ, we've always just kind of stuck with the same two colors. People know when they see those colors that it's us. So
Kind of like your trademark team colors.
Yep. And then we make them. We try to keep them painted like that because we want them to look like race cars.
There you go.
For the crowd.
Right. Absolutely. TJ, you say that's pretty accurate then? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. A lot of people don't like the red, but I do.
Yeah, you got your favorites. Yeah. How about for you, Dylan? Do you got any rituals you like to have on your car each year, or do you like to mix it up from year to year?
Well, I kind of do the same as they do. I paint mine blue on top, black on the bottom.
Blue on
I've
top,
been
black on the bottom.
Doing that for about 3 years. I had a couple buddies from Little Fork that wanted to travel one time, and we painted them up, and I've stuck with it ever since.
See, we got some more people commenting. Richard Stewart, so glad these guys got me into racing this year. Definitely has been the best year I've had. I think you guys were talking earlier about how he's been getting more and more into it. Is this his first year with the car, you're saying? Yep. So
We keep telling him we need to find him a right-hand drive car, so he's driving on the right side.
Oh, gosh, there you go. Oh, I love it. Mike Reber, hey, TJ, I'm coming for first place this year. LOL. Parker Obregon, drink a PBR for Brew. So we'll do a little crowd clap. Mike Reber, blue and yellow. Rogers Full, it's fun to hit, but man, does it hurt on the landing, as when we were talking a little earlier there about the elevation. But oh man. So let's talk about this Saturday's races, the BAJA Invitationals, the season finale. This is how many races are on average season for you? Do you run that are on the schedule for the BAJA races? Would you say on average?
So on schedule-wise, I guess there's got to be 20,
Probably upper
25.
20s, yeah, upper 20s.
This year, I didn't race as much because my boys and Mason Shalene talked me into pulling out my pier stock, so I ended up racing my pier stock basically every weekend in Greenbush.
Yeah, I was trying to look up some My Race Pass stats for you. I'm nursing you had some Greenbush stats, and then the BAJA stats from River Cities were on there. And then I think I saw a few other random ones here and there. So, yeah.
I ended up third in points for the pier stocks in Greenbush, but I didn't get but maybe 4 or 5 BAJA races in this year and placed in 2. And then we raced in Badger, which we had a really good day. And then they had a relay race, which was really cool. And me and him we had other partners, so we got to race against each other and again in the relay. And then we run the relay that day. But these two guys hit it really hard this year.
Dylan, TJ, pack schedules for you this season?
Yeah, I think I did 12 of them, and I ended up coming home with 3 first places and 4 seconds.
One in my car.
Yeah, 1 in his.
Crowd applause. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell of a season so far. TJ, pretty solid for you too this season?
Yeah, it was pretty packed. Probably a couple under Dylan. He got to go to a couple more that I didn't get to go to, but I did my first ever iron racer in Grigla. Race all 4 classes in the same day.
Oh, wow. How is that possible?
I'm the 4th guy to do it. Be Kiefer, Hogan, and DJ.
Did it in Greenbush last year.
But I did it all by myself.
You must have had like your all of your rides like parked in a special spot, easy just to hop right into one by one.
It was uncontrolled chaos, I like to call it.
Gosh, that sounds like they got to make a movie out of a scenario like that. Oh my goodness. So this Saturday's race, is it in Goodrich or is it like just outside the location for the race?
3 miles west.
3 miles west.
Yep.
Okay.
Headed towards Goodrich on Highway 1. There's 2 set what?
Out of Thief River.
Coming from Thief River, headed east. There's a couple sets of big investor grain bins that they put up directly north of them.
And I think Paul will put up the flyer one more time. I think we got the address here people can use, or like the actual people can look up what to put into their like GPS or look up right on the map. Or you got it too on your On your
He doesn't have the actual address on there because it doesn't take it to my house.
Okay.
So, but yeah, if you're on Highway 1, 280th Avenue, if you turn north, you'll see it.
Oh yeah, and there you go. You see, you got it right. We got it right there on screen. There, you just input that, type it into your GPS, or just follow what the simple directions here that Kiefer just went down here. This Saturday at 1 p.m. 5 classes, but you'll also be running, like, it sounds like a youth division too this weekend.
Yeah, we didn't. Youth kind of started early this spring with Carlstead. My boys wanted to race, and they were going to come and race, and they were going to race with us. And then I had talked to DJ and a couple other people, and we had like 6 or 7 youth guys that were going to come. So I called Bill. I said, can we just run quick heats and a feature for them out front before the track gets tore up? Because it's seat time. It's all about seat time for them. And then they won't get discouraged, finishing maybe far back. And we've got to do it at almost every track this year. So I'm not holding anything back there too. We got, I think, 20 DJ said signed up to come and race. So we're gonna have a full show of youth right out the gate.
Full. Wow, that's a huge car count for a youth division. I know we've been putting the plugs out here the last few weeks on Dirty Thursday, saying how you guys were looking for people and all that. So that's gotta be cool. You seeing people that big of a turnout.
Yeah. It's awesome. And then to get these kids, I was saying, not playing games inside the house and outside, mingling with other kids and racing and having fun. To see their faces when they get out of their cars, even if they're dead last, the smiles are completely worth it, because they're the next generation. They're the ones that got to keep it going.
1,000%. Got to pass it on, because it's just kind of like, it's just like areas like out there. I don't know, go-karts is a great way to enter. That just having a youth division like this, it's just gotta see the families pass it down from generation to generation. Just talking to so many drivers about how they get plugged in, you never know what will be the seed that triggers them being the next generation of racers.
Right.
See, we got a bunch more comments coming in here. Roger Fuller, I had my car like a Hazard County Sheriff car, but I went back to my color from last year. Good morning, Todd, Candace. I was so glad to be back this year. Lucas, Jordan, everyone have a great time. Sorry I couldn't make it to race with the best. I will definitely try next year. Kaylee, they have my wheel spinning now. Would be fun for Kenna to try. Yeah, I'd love to see Kenna out there this weekend. Bring it.
Wouldn't that be something?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Kaylee, I'm sure you got resources. Put Kenna in an awesome Baja car this weekend. Hook it up. DJ, yeah, should be right around 20 youth racers along with 40 adult racers. 60 cars. Holy moly, that's. Would you say that's going to be setting a record, or what were some of the highest car counts you guys had?
Well, Warren, I think, has had around 60 to 80 cars. Now that's just on car day, because they run the cars one day and then they run pickups, and then whatever divisions they break it down the second day. But yeah, it's a solid average. So this whole thing was to make sure we only had 10 cars per class, the best of the best for the year. And it kind of, it's his little brainchild that he come up with and wanted to do for the end of the year.
It's just like a nice big special to end the season.
Yeah,
that's got to be, oh man. And you have a youth division and just going all out with 5 classes there, and really nice car counts. See Roger Fuller saying, next year I'd love to get my youngest brother in my car or my old car. Hopefully Kiefer allows a little bit of him driving after everything is done.
Not this year.
Not this year.
No. It got a little intense last year, and there was just it was uncontrolled chaos, as TJ
Uncontrolled.
would say. It's not happening this year, Roger. Sorry.
Uh-oh. There you go. Not this year. Parker, Kaylee, we got to get Timmy in a car first. LOL. And Kaylee, we have Johnson's funeral on Saturday, maybe next year. Oh, shoot. Steven, I want to throw it to you. We're breaking down the race day here. Anything that's coming to mind for you think people want to know about here going into race day?
Well, there was one I was thinking earlier. You said you were on the pure stock up in Greenbush or whatever. With the Baja cars, is there any kind of like, if you run the whole series or whatever, is it comparable? Like, do you have maintenance days for the Baja cars? And like, is there a lot of stuff that you have to do during the week to get them ready week to week?
I would say the maintenance, if you don't treat them like a oval track car, just at least look it over and make sure it's good, you're probably not going to make it through the next race. Just check them over, wash them. Wash them is a big thing. Make sure the oil pans and stuff are cleared out so they can't get so hot.
Dylan, TJ, you see you guys nodding along here. It sounds like, is that kind of like your regular race day kind of like maintenance routine there, or anything to kind of follow up with?
It's a lot of maintenance. It's every week pretty much. If you're going to run it the next weekend, you got to go through it every time, or you will most likely break something that you forgot about.
You guys got your checklist you like to go through, TJ? It sounds about on par for yourself as well.
Yeah, and I'd definitely say change your oil once in a while too, because
Can sneak up on you?
Some of them get pretty silver.
Ooh.
Sorry. You guys did mention a couple of times here struts. Is that something that you keep? Do you keep a bunch of those on hand just in case, or?
Yeah, for me and TJ, now that we've been in it as long as we have, when we get a car, we just, if the struts aren't recent, we just put 4 brand new ones in it, and then we keep those in case you break one and have like a double day race you want to go to. But how long have I been? I've been racing an Infinity for 3 years, the same car. It's a lot smaller than it used to be, but Dylan won in it this year. It still scoots, and people ask how we make our cars go so long. It's giving them a little love.
Good old fashioned TLC.
But it's a lot cheaper than working on an oval track car.
See, we got some more comments rocking and rolling in. Roger Fuller, understandable. Heather McDonald, hey, Steven, Bill's truck is an old DLS Circle mini truck.
Oh,
So,
okay.
hey, Steven, there you go, possibility. Candace, it's a big family. We all help each other with parts needed. I know on past Dirty Thursday interviews, you hear drivers saying, oh, crap, I'm short a part this, or I need a tire last minute. Is it like, hey, you guys help quid pro quo? I got you. And they'll pay it forward, sure enough, down the line when you find yourself looking for something. Have you guys ran into scenarios like that throughout the past seasons here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's one that comes to mind there. It's like, oh, crap, random flat, thought I had a spare, that can't do it, or anything like that?
Well, it's not fun to race by yourself.
No, for sure. Yeah.
I'll help almost anybody that I can. So we take our cars, me and TJ take our cars to the track on the back of my pickup, the fifth wheel, which is my service truck for the farm. So I have just about everything anybody would ever need. So, like I said, I've always told TJ, it's not fun to race by yourself. We got to keep other people going too. So,
Yeah. Just helping everyone out wherever possible, and sure enough, everyone just pays it forward. You gotta love it when things happen like that. I see on there on the flyer we put up a couple of times admission, really good rates for this big special here. 12 and under kids free. Big crowd applause for that. Great way to bring the family out. 13 and up, $10. Pit pass, $10. So very, very affordable.
Yep. Yeah, that's the 12 and under free for the crowd is a big thing for me. I have a big family, and cost has turned us away from going to some places and taking the kids to, and a lot of times halfway through the show they're not even paying attention anyways. So they got to go there and experience it, and you got to be able to afford it. So I'm not out doing this to make money. I'm doing this to see smiles.
For the love of racing.
Yes,
Smiles on
absolutely.
faces.
Absolutely. That's why there's a track in my front yard.
Oh gosh. Oh, that is amazing.
My wife's a saint.
So, mentioning the track, I know you said you're going to keep it a surprise, but is there any like hints for what people, or just little teases to preview what people can expect? I can only imagine you've been big race to close out the year with. You've been saving the best for the end of the season.
Yeah, it'll probably be faster than last year.
I'd say if anything, nothing big, no big changes, small changes, but
Little tweaks.
should be faster than last year. Should be better.
A little more speed. I know I'm going to be announcing there. I'm still looking forward to calling it out here. I'm just, I was trackside at River Cities earlier this year, so just hearing John do the call in the headset, he was having a blast. Just seeing that style of racing for the first time, and yeah, I know you guys are all going to bring it. It's going to be a riot. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. So, Steven, any other follow-up questions for you for the big race day here? I know we're going to jump into some photos here in a little bit. Or Kiefer, is there anything else we're missing that you want to make sure that people know about come race day?
Just to reiterate that for the adult class, the 4 main adult classes, they are by invitation. It's not open.
Right.
The racers for those classes were picked for this race throughout kind of like a point standing that DJ keeps really, really good track of throughout the year. And it's throughout almost the whole state of Minnesota, not just our area. We try to include a lot of people in it. And then the youth is open. I will not turn away a youth driver. So I'm sorry to anybody watching this. If the show ends up a little bit longer than need be, I'm not turning away any youth driver to get experience one last time to maybe decide if they want to buy their own car for next year.
No, that makes perfect sense. And, if people are thinking last minute, they were on the fence or they're hearing about this for the first time, if they want to reach out, what's the best way to reach out, get a hold of you if they want to sign their kid up?
Numbers right there.
Numbers right there.
And they don't have to sign the kid up. They can just show up.
Okay, yeah, we'll make sure to put that flyer on the screen here one more time, get that number out there here too. So I believe we got some photos here, Paul. We'll go ahead and just, you guys want to go ahead and do some we got a bunch of them. DJ, thank you, DJ, sending a bunch here. We may go through these a little quicker than usual just for the sake of time, but feel free, jump on in, talk us through these photos. While Paul get those ready, I see a couple more messages coming in on the chat here. Mercedes, I loved how the races have time trials and heats and features different than our other races. Mike Reber, 4 years on my Grand Am. Candace, big family here also. Kaylee wants to know what age is considered an adult.
We try to keep it with kids that don't have a driver's license. A lot.
So typically under 16 or so?
Yeah, just the road time alone gives them so much more advantage than the 10, 11, and 12-year-olds. They don't have much road experience or experience with it. I would say this probably wouldn't be the one to bring them to.
Okay.
It's going to be fast, and I want the inexperienced kids are going to use their brake a lot more than the kids that drive on the road. So.
Then we see Roger Fuller. It's going to be fun Saturday. I did my best to make the races I could. Going to be different next year, and we'll make my best attempt to give Dylan a good run next year in the old Impala. Is that a little, you know what he's talking about there, Dylan? Yeah.
I've had a pretty good year for myself.
Oh, gotta love that. Roger also saying, I believe 16 and up, you run with the adults as long as you have a license. So, Paul, I believe we're ready to rock some photos here. Guys, feel free to jump on in. And Steven, if you got any follow-ups here, what do we have going on here?
That looks like the lineup for the four-wheel drive feature at the Invitational last year.
Yeah, seeing the trucks race at BAJA or at River Cities, that was an eye-opener. Here we go, nice little collage.
Yeah, that's actually the Christmas present that my wife and daughters made for me. Those are all from the Baja last year. That would be the aerial view of last year's track.
Was that out by your place then?
That's my house is in the trees right on the backside of it.
Okay, so there, and sounds like similar track with some adjustments here and there to expect for coming this weekend. So maybe a possible preview for the track this weekend. I see that nice chicane there on the back straightaway.
That would be me in Little Fork last summer.
Taking home the checkered flag. All right.
And that would be me in St. Hilaire this year.
Can't go wrong.
In a black and red car.
Yep, not even in my own.
Can't go wrong bringing some hardware home.
Mm-hmm.
That's rear-wheel drive feature.
I had a rear-wheel drive Ford Ranger. That thing wasn't fun to drive in the wintertime.
And that would be me and my dad in Badette. And he hasn't raced in 15 years, and they did a co-op race in Badette this year, and it was $1,200 to win.
Oh, wow.
And they got one of them great big fake checks.
Oh, no, well, authentic checks, authentic.
He led the whole race and ended up coming in second on the last corner.
Oh, wow.
But it was pretty good
Still,
for him.
finishing the top three, that's always a good feeling. Oh, man.
He'll be there racing this weekend.
All right, bring it.
And that would be me last year at the Invitational.
The old Muni. Is that like a backstretch there?
Yeah, that's Dylan in the front. It would be either Mercedes or her husband racing. I don't know if this is must be the feature.
Yep.
So that would be, she didn't have any power steering, and so she asked if she could bow out. So her husband raced her car. So that's me coming up behind him.
Oh, there you go. A little victory lane action there.
Yep, that would have been me last year at the Invitational.
That's Bill's ice racer.
Ice racing. Oh, gosh. I feel so bad. They only got one race in last season.
Oh, it was fun, though.
It made it count.
Yeah, I'm doing it again. That would be, I believe, Bill's lineup.
Yep.
One sec here before we get to our next photos here. I don't want to miss these comments coming in here. Kaylee, I was just curious for Kenna for next year. She'll be a 16-year-old that will be in her second year in the Midwest Modified, so I'm sure she'd rather drive with adults.
Absolutely.
Andrew Rudd, Dylan, I will be there with my Impala to battle you again. Mercedes, I'm weak. Roger, I lost power steering in one of the corners in my video. I scared the crap out of myself. Oh, thank you, people commenting in. Keep them coming. What do we have here?
Well, this is the.
It's a little airboard.
Yeah, that would be Max and Bill. Max is in the front, and Max took the corner a little short and popped that tire. Yeah, that one was quite fantastic.
Oh
of a
my
rollover.
gosh.
That one was pretty violent.
I would say that's probably one of the gnarliest rollovers I've seen in my 3 years.
Oh gosh.
Pretty much
go,
nothing left.
Go
in the
back
front
to
of
that picture
truck.
right before.
Oh, Paul, can you go back a couple there, or that one?
So those big grain bins in the back, those are the grain bins that are right on Highway 1. You
Oh,
turn
okay.
north next to them. For anybody that's watching, and that if you drive past those and keep going on the highway, you missed it.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, look for the grain bins. All right.
Yeah, that would have been probably about the lap before. Those two duked it out hard.
Oh, you gotta love those close battles.
And that's Bill in the middle. Believe that's
That's the hard charger trophy, I believe.
I believe so.
Hard Charger, big day for him. Was that a Jeep out there? Or?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Dude.
Duden. Yeah. That'd be Bill's grandson and him.
Oh, nice. Check it. Bill, we got you on here. Some more.
That's me and my crew chief.
Hey, gotta have the crew chief love going on there.
That was a car that we thought was blowing up, so we pulled it down to the highway to use it as a sign for people to turn at, and it actually got raced several times this summer because it wasn't blown up.
Oh, woohoo!
We'll have another car. We'll probably park my pier stock down on the highway, so there'll be a visual for people
Okay.
to hit and turn at.
There you go. Look for the pier stock with the sign on there. Kainz Family Farm. Some more victory love there. I think that's it. Or is there a couple more?
4-cylinder winners. That's the Iron Man from Greenbush last year.
So the 4 classes in one day.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Mad props to you for persevering through it. Oh my goodness.
Those are all my kids and my pier stock. That would have been on 4th of July.
Oh, very nice family photo.
Yeah, that's the Iron Man.
Wow, 4 classes. I'm still just, how is that possible? I see some drivers do, drivers do 2 in one day, but 4. Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know where he got that picture, but that was the day of the first race I ever raced at pure stock when I was 13.
Oh wow, way back. Nice.
And there's what it became this year.
Oh nice.
With the help of all these guys.
Evolving.
That would be my 6-cylinder. That's the one that's been raced for several years.
All right. Wow. Ton of photos there. Thank you guys. Steven, any follow-ups from you there? We just got a nice big little tour for what to expect. Nice little preview for this weekend.
Yeah, I hadn't even realized that I did get up to Greenbush once. I hadn't realized that I'd seen you in the pier stock. I had to look back. I got a couple of shots or whatever. But yeah, so is there any? I mean, how different is it a discipline from BAJA to the oval? Like the Greenbush deal.
Discipline, as far as like driving?
The different styles, like how it physically, is it more demanding in the BAJA or stuff like that?
Obviously, per day or per event, it changes a lot. I would say on the oval, you have a lot more time to make your decisions just because you have so much room. If you miss one inside, not take, or one bad corner, if the track's all slimy. Me and him in Greenbush 2 years ago, we battled, and I chased him, and I chased him, and I chased him, and he slid out wide one time, just a little bit, and I figured out that corner where I had to put my nose in the bank to hook my car to get it to slide, and he could never catch me again because he couldn't make that corner. So I would say you have to make your decisions a little quicker because there's not as much room. If you fall behind, it's really hard to catch up.
Okay.
Gosh, good. Gosh, you got me all keyed up here. I'm ready. I'm ready for Saturday. Oh my goodness. I see some more comments in the chat. Roger Fuller, next year I'll have a 2-wheel drive truck. Candace, just absolutely loving it. Mercedes, I think you rekindled a memory saying she ran out to see if Mac was okay and almost lost my pants. Oof. Roger Fuller found an 08 Chevy to try out. There we go. Thank you, everyone. These questions are comments. I'm sorry if I missed some. They're coming fast and fierce, but we love it. Love seeing the chat bopping. Thank you. So as we wind down here, before we wrap up, I just want to make sure, is there anything we missed that you guys would like to work in here that we didn't get a chance to talk about yet before we get to your thanking your sponsors and all that?
Yeah, Dylan's got a shout out to make.
Oh yeah. So we are having a film crew come film this whole event.
Oh, wow.
Called High Octane Media. They do a lot with the demo derby stuff, but I've known these guys for 4 years, pretty much since they started.
So they're going to be filming. Is it a film for later, for afterwards, for on demand possible? Or?
Yep. Yeah, it'll all be on YouTube and Facebook, and just have to look for High Octane Media.
So search High Octane Media to find sometime after the fact. Check out the races.
Yep.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Okay. Dylan, TJ, Kiefer, Steven, any final talking points here before we wind down and wrap up here? Okay, before we do that, I got a big, just one final question for you all here. As you go into the off season ahead, any final big takeaways from this race season that maybe you guys always looking to improve, get better for next year, or to keep in mind going into the off season, things to work on? Big final takeaway from this race season for Baja Racing for you is now that you're so many years into it. I think Dylan, you said this is was it? I want to say 3 years, but TJ, you said was 3 years for you, right? And Dylan, how many years is this for yourself?
I started in 16, so.
16, okay, gotcha. So Dale math is 7 or 8 years. Yeah, gotcha. Math, that was my kryptonite. Everything else, A-okay. But, and then Kiefer, how many years is this for you?
21.
21,
Yeah,
so.
or no, 2021, like DJ's.
Oh,
when I
20,
started,
okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
But I did race the pure stock when I was in high school, so.
So this many years in now, so 3 years in, what are your big takeaways from this race season going into the off season?
Something that we gained a lot out of this year is I'm going to push really, really, really hard for the youth class.
I love that.
Paired
That is
up,
awesome.
paired up with Evans and then my brother and these guys, I think that there's a possibility that we could build some cars this winter to just have around for kids that may not have the opportunity or the time and means, and just, hey, let's go racing. Let's take a kid racing. My boys have obviously all the opportunity in the world to do it, and they're willing to help other kids. My middle son, he's got kids from his class that he's talked into, they're building cars for this weekend to come and race to see if they like it, and if they don't like it, I've told their parents, I'll buy the car from you. Well, let's go on, don't crush it. So
Looking ahead to the future, that's amazing.
it's big for me. Our family farm is 121 this year, so the future is everything for us.
Wow.
So-
Well, big crowd clap. Looking ahead, looking forward to passing on to the next gen. 1000% love it. Dylan, big takeaways for this race season for yourself.
Maybe not do it as much. I think I spent a little bit too much time this year doing it. Took a lot of time away from everything else I wanted to do.
Just kind of get that little work-life recreation balance
Yep.
down. Yeah.
I did what I wanted to this year, so I think I can slow down a little bit.
There you go. This is kind of be like, okay, maybe this year we'll rotate tracks or something like that.
Till next spring.
Till next spring. Awesome. TJ, big takeaways for your race season for you.
I guess I wouldn't say just this year. I'd say since we started, the big thing for me is the people we met along the way. We've developed a family, and we're willing to help each other out, and it's became a big thing, and I really enjoy it.
And Steven, I'm going to throw it to you. You said you wrapped up your race weekend from your end, the photography, race directing, even a couple times driving. Your big takeaways from this year's race season.
I wasn't expecting to be in on this one. Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of trying to get into a groove there with, I think we're finally getting there at Speedway Shots and Superior Customs, getting our workload down, and can't wait to see what the rest of the off season brings and go into season 3 of that next spring nice and strong.
Yeah, I know we were talking before the show. It sounds like you got busy weekends ahead there on the whole design front there.
Yep. We're definitely busy with off-season stuff, sponsor stuff, series stuff. So, blankets, clocks, banners, all the good stuff. So, we'll keep chipping away at her as the off-season goes.
Non-stop. More comments coming in. Roger Fuller, it's pretty fun watching the youth racers. I really want to get my brothers into it as well. I got my sister to race my old car, and she did her darn best and pulled off last lap and mistook the white for the checkered. Mercedes, 5 years for her. I will have 2 kids racing this weekend. There you go. Roger, this was year 4, 2020. I got my feet dirty, but didn't have a competitive car until 2 years ago. Candace spreading the love, and Roger responding to Candace, lady, you're a fun one to drive against. A little crazy, but definitely a good challenge. Thanks, everyone, for keeping these comments coming in here. This has been cool seeing everyone just spread the love for Baja Racing, seeing a lot of love for Baja Racing. Looking forward to calling it and seeing the crowd turn out there and just spread the racing love one last time to close the season strong. You know what's coming up next year. I don't know if you guys got cheat sheets or you got it down pat. But final shout outs, thank yous, sponsors you want to go around to. Let's do a little snake reversal order. TJ, I'll throw it to you here first. Sponsors, thank yous, shout outs you want to give here?
Kiefer's got the sponsor list over there.
Oh, there you go. Brotherly love
big
here.
thanks to our farm, though. Our farm really helps everything out. It makes everything so much easier. So. But yeah, Kiefer's got the list over.
Oh no, yeah, fair enough. Or if you just got any just family or thank yous, other random shout outs.
Definitely thank you to Kiefer's kids for stripping cars and washing cars. That helps a lot too.
Dylan, I'll throw it to you. Sponsors, thank you, shout outs, anything you'd like to get out here to wrap up with.
Yeah, I'd like to first thank the Little Fork Muni for sponsoring me, the Old Muni out of Cook, Minnesota, Palmer Welding out of Little Fork, Minnesota, James Kennedy Trucking out of Little Fork, and then I would like to thank my mom for pretty much coming to every single race, my dad for starting to do it again with me. I finally got him fired up to do it, and then these two and their entire family for keeping me around all summer and doing what they've done for me.
Wow, gotta love the family being there to support and race against. Oh man, I can only imagine after some maybe friendly, just friendly little giving each other some good-natured grief, or just spreading the love afterwards in the pits. That's gotta be cool. Dylan, so you got a question as well. They're wondering if the chat's wondering if they'll be live streaming. Do you know, or are you just recording to put up later like Baudette? Also, thank you, Kiefer, for putting this event on for us all.
I cannot say for sure if they're live streaming or not. I won't know until...
But definitely later after the fact.
Yeah, the video will be posted, but I will not know if they're live streaming until probably half an hour before the event.
There you go. TBD, as they say. Yeah. TBD. And finally, Kiefer Kainz, final thank you, sponsor shout outs. You got it.
First thank you I'm going to put to is our Baja family. Me and TJ kind of started this whole going to do this race thing as a joke. We saved a piece of our pasture to just rip around on with the cars, and then we got more into it, and then we met Dylan, and he pushed us into it because we were kind of the corner that didn't have anything there in the Goodrich area. And then to really push it into place, DJ McGregor, this whole invitational thing has been brainstormed and put together by him. We just built him a track to have it on, basically. So the qualifying, how it's set up, the layout of everything, that's all. I told DJ I'd build him a track, but I didn't want to have anything to do with the logistics. So that, and then the people that really make it happen, that help make sure the event can go forward and sustain itself, Evan Scrap and Steel, Ruby Road Service, Jay Swanson Insurance Agency, K-Star Ag Services, Sigerud Trucking, Farmers Co-op Grain and Seed, Peterson Diesel Service, Harsky Farms, Auto Value, Fast Graphics, Kainz Chiropractic, Derek Nelson Ag Country Insurance, Panics Pride Angus, North Star Sanitation, Sigerud Adult Foster Care, Candace Marie Photography, and Reber's Auto Glass. And then I also want to throw a shout out to Falls Towing. They're not on the list, but they brought me out a semi-trailer last night to put some bleachers up higher so we can get some more people up higher. So
that's a big come through there.
Yep. Our other brother, Ridge, works for Falls Towing, and he kind of called us and was like, hey, I have a solution to your problem without trying to stack dirt this close to the race. So he brought us out one of their drop belly flatbed trailers.
Oh, gosh. That is awesome. A lot of people coming together to make sure to make this a big final race event for the year.
It is. It's crazy how many texts and calls and bumps in public you get to people that go, well, why didn't you ask me? It sustains. It's taking care of itself. Come and enjoy it. We'll shout at you next year, type of deal. If you want to, like a class sponsor or however. So, if anybody wants to sponsor it next year, get a hold of Jennifer. She's taking care of the sponsor stuff.
There you go. And also, I put another way to contact you. I got in the description of the video. I got a link to your guys' Facebook group. So I believe it's the Northern Bush and Baja Racing group. I probably get the name a little bit wrong there.
I'm not sure what it is.
Northern Minnesota Bush and Baja Racing, I think.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, I think that sounds good. Yeah.
We're hoping to have I'm hoping to have DJ create a page just for this next year. So if there's announcements, or maybe we can take time to throw in a couple different specials, like during the summer months, instead of just this last one, which I'm kind of hoping to do. So watch for something like that. It'll be under Kainz Family Farm Baja.
Okay, yeah, so there you go. A couple options to look. Look in the link for in the description of this video. Northern Minnesota Bush and Baja Racing. That's the Facebook group. I see couple of final comments. Candace, high octane, yes. Parker Obregon, what's the forecast for Saturday? Do I gotta bring my heated snowmobile goggles? LOL.
He's gonna have to race hard enough. I don't think he'll need them.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Hey, Dylan, Kiefer, Steven, Dylan, thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been an ultimate preview for this Saturday's races. Race fans, people watching, check it out. It's all going on just outside of Goodridge, Minnesota. This Saturday at 1 p.m., the Northern Minnesota Baja Invitationals. Do not miss it. Check out the link in the description for this video for all the information about it. And just rewatch this. Get the ultimate preview for what to expect this Saturday at 1 p.m., Northern Minnesota Baja Invitationals. Again, Steven, Kiefer, TJ, Dylan. Hey, thank you guys so much for coming all the way out here to talk shop with us and just talk all about the races this Saturday. This has been awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Well, that will wrap up today's show. Want to give a big shout out to Rumors Sports Bar and Casino, or Sports Bar and Grill in the Grand Cities Mall. They're just across the hall from us. Wall-to-wall TVs, check them out. UND sports are going on. UND football, UND hockey has just started up. Soccer and volleyball still going on. Buses to UND sporting events and all the big name concerts. You can bet on the horses, play bingo, try your luck at charitable gaming, blackjack, one of the few places in town that has pig wheel. Great lunch and dinner specials with their $7 express lunch, room for parties, home of their legendary beer towers. Monday's DJ Trivia Night. They're open every day from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. That's Rumors Sports Bar and Grill in the Grand Cities Mall. Check them out. Thank you, Rumors Sports Bar and Grill. And that's going to wrap up today's show. Tune in tomorrow on Grand Forks Best Source. We have a brand new Midwest Super Pixel Pros. I think they're doing some spooky gaming tomorrow. And Icky Ichabod's Weird Cinema tomorrow night at 9 p.m. He's closing out his Stephen King month spectacular covering It Chapter 2. You do not want to miss it. As always, want to give many thanks again to producer Paul in the booth. And thanks to Stephen Lewis for coming in to co-host again. Remember to like, share, tag, subscribe, follow Grand Forks Best Source on all the social media, podcasts, and streaming apps, and pound that notification bell to get the alert for whenever we go live so you do not miss a show. Yo, the Forks are phenomenal. Grand Forks Best Source is giving them an identity again.